Hi there, folks. Welcome to your first challenge. All right, so before we get into it, this document has been sent to your app. You'll find it on your attachments area. And so week one challenge, you're going to have your PDF attached, which you can appeal to. But we're going to go through it here in the video anyway. So the challenge is to eat only protein, fats, and healthy veg with your breakfast. Now, the veg is optional. You don't have to have veg. The main crux of the challenge is the proteins and the healthy fats. If you want to have the veg then to make the meal more substantial and make it more full, then by all means go ahead. Don't worry about how much of the veg you're having. You can pack it on there. It's entirely up to you. So we're going for proteins and healthy fats for breakfast. Now there's multiple reasons for this, but they don't really matter to you. All that matters is what we're going for is the proteins and the veg, and that's going to, or the proteins and the fats, and that's going to help us to cut some calories out, feel a wee bit more energized, and feel better. Not feel as drowsy and sluggish throughout the day. All right, so that's what's important to you. And so we've put this wee table here on a PDF form and sent it over to you so that you can appeal it in order to build your breakfast out and give you food choices. So the reds are proteins and the blues are the healthy fats, and we don't have veg on there because you can be as liberal with them as you want, but we've got these protein choices and these fat choices. Now this is not exhaustive. There's plenty of protein choices that aren't on here which you can absolutely use, and there's fat choices which aren't on here which you can absolutely use also. All right, so you're going to use this to build your meal, or maybe you've got other ideas of protein and fat combinations to use, which is absolutely fine too. So the aim of your breakfast, just going through the wee caption here at the top, is to fuel your day according to your activity levels while supporting your goals. If your activity levels are low or you have 2 or more clothes sizes to lose, breakfast should include mainly lean protein and healthy fats with some vegetables. So as you can see, this breakfast challenge that we're doing is a really good way to create a weight loss response from the body. So an example of a protein and healthy fats with some vegetable meal could be an omelette with peppers, mushrooms and spinach, or you could have something like poached eggs and avocado. And so this third paragraph here, so typically people who work out in the morning, they may be better off with some carbohydrates like proteins and fruits just to fuel the workout. And so going forward after this week, that may be something that you want to do. You might find that you love the protein and the healthy fats option for breakfast, and you want to stick to it. But if you're ever working out early in the morning, it can be a good idea to have possibly a piece of fruit or something like that, just to give you the energy needed to fuel that workout. And you have to remember that after a sleep, you've basically fasted for 8 hours, maybe more, depending on when your last meal was. So below are some breakfast foods to choose from, and as we said, it's not exhaustive. You can use your imagination. All right, so appeal to this PDF to find healthy food choices for your breakfast. Now, looking at your portion guide, next. So I know we've already went through this, but your palm, use this to build the meal. You're going to use a palm-sized portion of protein to build out your breakfast meal, and then we can use a fist-sized portion of vegetables to make it more substantial. We're not going to worry about carbohydrates, and your thumb is used to fill out your healthy fats portion. All right, so when measuring out that healthy fats portion, you can reference back to the fat section in the table above. We're going to use a thumb-sized portion of those foods. So your breakfast should look something like hand-sized portion of protein, thumb-sized portion of fats, fist-sized portion of veg, meal done. All right, and then what you're looking for after the meal, after you're done with the meal, is to appeal to this table. Now, we don't have to do this every single day. Doing this a couple of times during the week will be perfect. So you could do it after your first meal, do it after your first meal on the Monday, do it after your first meal on the Friday, maybe once in between that then. But you're just checking in with this just to make sure that your portions are correct. Now, maybe if you feel really hungry after breakfast, then you can appeal to this every day and you can work off it, but you don't have to. If you're getting the meals right and you're feeling full up after the meal and you're feeling good, then there's no need to appeal to this. But if you're unsure whether you're eating enough or you're eating too much, then you can turn to this to see. So this is just a wee quick guide to rate how you're feeling and how you should be feeling. All right. So look, at 0 hours, so from 0 up to 60, you could be still hungry. If it's less than 20 minutes, then give your body some time to register the food. It takes about 20 minutes for the food to register. So after 20 minutes, you may be still feeling a wee bit hungry. If you are, come over here to that I'm still hungry. So as we said, wait for the 20 minutes. If it's up, you're still a little bit hungry, then what you're going to do the next day is you're going to increase your protein portion by a thumb. So you're going to have the next breakfast a palm plus a thumb portion of protein, and then hopefully that should solve the hunger issue. If it's not, the day after that, increase by another thumb. All right, so that's how we work it. If it's an hour after your meal, you should still be feeling satiated with no desire to eat another meal. If you're still hungry, if you're not satisfied, then again, you've got to, Then you've got to increase by a thumb-sized portion the next day. All right, so about 2 hours after your meal, you're going to start to feel a little hungry now. You could eat, but the feeling isn't overwhelming, so there's no need to eat. All right. If you're still full, then you may have eaten too much. So what you can do is try reducing tomorrow's breakfast by a thumb-sized portion of protein, or reducing the fat by a half thumb-sized portion. We're not going to have carbs in there, so don't worry about taking the carbs out. If you're starving, if you're not satisfied after 2 hours and you're absolutely raving, then you're going to increase the protein portion again by a thumb, and possibly increase the fat portion by a half thumb in your breakfast the next day. 3 hours and after the meal, you should feel like it's time to eat your next meal. If you're still full, then you've definitely eaten too much, you need to reduce. If you're too hungry, if you struggle with that 3 hour block, then you've got to increase that portion size again the next day by a thumb. So 4 hours after you're so hungry you can eat anything, and you should have eaten before you've reached this. If you're still full, then you've eaten way too much and you need to decrease those portion sizes. So that's it, guys. This week we're going for the high protein, high fats, no carb breakfast. We're going to see how that goes. I also want you to try and get in 3 sessions a week, and we'll take it from there. And I'll chat to you again soon. Best of luck.